I feel like sustainability is kind of the new vocabulary for the 21st century, and it's something that people don't think about in their daily lives, and they don't make connections to what they purchase, what they eat, and the connections to the environment and all of the impacts that production has on it.
People have real different views on what sustainability means. I've heard people say sustainability is just so there's enough for us.
For me, it's thinking about every decision that you make. We're so sheltered from the actual repercussions of what's going on. We don't actually see the consequences that our actions are taking on the environment.
We're very separated from that in our culture. We don't think about when we plug something in or when we unwrap something that we bought at the store. We don't think about how that came to be. The way we produce food is not sustainable. For example, meat production has the biggest environmental impact of all the foods.
The meat industry is super high in terms of carbon emissions and water consumption.
So even if you just cut your meat consumption in half, you're having a huge impact on global climate change, deforestation, pesticide use, water use. Bottled water, probably one of the biggest advertising scams that was so successful. I remember the time when there was no water bottles and people think buying bottled water is better than what comes out of their tap, when in truth, the bottled water is not tested.
Tax dollars go to making the water safe to drink. It's one of the main reasons we have long life expectancies, but people think that a little bit of a different taste makes the water bad.
If you just buy a reusable water bottle, buy a water filter if you don't like the way your water tastes, you are going to be saving so much. We pay 1,900 times more for bottled water than tap water. And then of course the plastic bottles, you know, it's made from petroleum, which is running out. We use it, we throw it away, ends up in the oceans, ends up in the landfills. It won't decompose, it's just breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces. It's getting into the food chain in the ocean. And that is something that, again, is so simple. It's just a slight lifestyle change.
For everything that we throw away on this campus, we have to pay a fee for that. Every pound of garbage goes out. For anything that we can avoid going to a landfill can save us money on dumping fees. So, and anything that we don't keep generating more of, like bottled water. The more people who can bring their own bottles is the less that we even have to recycle in the first place.
One of the projects that we did this year that we'll be doing at SolarFest is trying to display how many plastic bottles are used on campus. So what we did was we contacted Rocks and we went through about 20 large bins to pick out all of the plastic bottles out of all of the recyclables. I think it was 3 days worth of recyclables, and we have over 1,000 bottles.
People just need to wake up about bottled water.
At Keene State College, we burn over 800,000 gallons of number 6 fuel to bring hot water and steam to this campus. 800,000 gallons of anything is a lot of gallons. It's expensive, it's dirty, it doesn't help the air quality around here or the folks that are going to be downwind of us. So we have to do things in a smarter way.
It's always difficult with a big school, you know, because it's always about money. But obviously, we could do more solar. It'd be nice to get some wind going on campus. Once you start using solar energy in place of fossil fuel energy, all the energy is coming from the sun, it doesn't make any pollution, and it's renewable, which means that it's never going to run out. So it's very important that we make this shift. Everything you do makes a difference, and that these environmental problems can seem so overwhelming, but if you look at what you actually do every day, those are the things that you can change. And when you start to make connections, and then you start to live in a way that has much less impact, it makes you feel much more connected to not just nature, but like all the ecosystem. It is kind of spiritual.
You just have to do the thing that you know is right, not driving to the store because it's really cold out, walking to the store, just everybody can do it, but really, you know, people who don't want to change the simple things in life for the purposes of the environment, think about the people that you might be harming, think about the people that are losing their home, think about the cancer alley in Louisiana where kids are becoming chronically ill at a young age because of plastic production. those plastics go into virtually everything that we do. You know, think about the next generation. You know, think about if you want to have children, are you going to leave them in a world that's going to be absolutely chaotic?
We're in a really critical period that either we're going to shift to a sustainable lifestyle or nature will have some very serious consequences and a lot of people will suffer. So we still have the opportunity to do it the right way, but if we don't, it's going to be some difficult times ahead.
And that will be a challenge when people are willing to say, yeah, we're not going to take little steps anymore, we're going to take big steps. Are you willing to go there with us? It'll be a bumpy, great ride.
It only enhances your life. And I think a lot of people have the wrong idea of what it means to care about the environment, or they think it's a fad, or they think people are weird who are vegetarians or whatever it might be. But when you really learn the facts, it goes so much deeper than that. But unfortunately, a lot of this does rest on the younger generation. And it's like we left you guys a big mess to clean up.
I really hope that our generation will be kind of the saving grace of the United States, because we're really, really falling behind the rest of the developed world in terms of sustainable development. Definitely one of the primary mechanisms by which that needs to happen is changing our energy demand. And that's going to be a really tough one. And obviously, I love the planet, but you got to think about the people too. That's that.